Okay. Apparently, the word abortion is banned for Twitch titles. I don't know. Um, that's pretty funny. Uh, Especially since the whole point of what I wanted to talk about here is this idiot and others like him who are all upset about Olivia Rodrigo. I don't know who Olivia Rodrigo is. I guess um, she was a Disney character actress or whatever, or maybe she's now a pop star, or she's only been a pop star. I don't know. Um, but here we go. As the father of a daughter, I am horrified by this. Horrified. Olivia Rodrigo passed out an abortifacient at her concert in St. Louis last night. This was sponsored by the Missouri Abortion Fund. Many of her fans are children. Abortion hurts women. Physical damage, of course, but also psychological. Women who have had abortions have higher rates of anxiety, mental health problems, substance abuse, and suicide. Olivia Rodrigo is actively harming women in Missouri by championing abortion. She should be ashamed. You know, those higher rates of anxiety, mental health problems, substance abuse, and suicide are because of people like this asshole right here. The majority of women who end up getting their health care don't regret it. They don't regret confidentiality. They don't regret proper answers to their questions about their healthcare issues. Um, they they don't regret many times having an abortion if they feel that it is necessary for them. Um, Sponsored by the Missouri Abortion Fund. And by the way, Plan B is what she made available. And Plan B is not an abortion pill. Plan B is not an abortifacient medication. Plan B is emergency contraception. Plan B is to be taken if you didn't use anything else and you're not sure that anything might catch or might not, and that's what Plan B is for. It is literally emergency after the fact contraception. Usually Plan B is the type of birth control you go for if the guy you were fucking just didn't want to rubber up and wear a condom. And by the way, as the father of a daughter, Bill, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's supposed to make you look better. It actually makes you look worse. You are the father of a daughter, so of course now you can speak to every woman on earth about the pros and cons of birth control and what is best for women. Go fuck yourself, Bill. Go fuck yourself. That makes it 10 times worse. It looks 10 times worse. that these people, these fucking people with daughters, proliferating this crap, making it harder, not just on their own daughters, but on all women. Hey, Bill, you're the father of a daughter, then learn a few things. Start respecting your daughter for the choices that she makes or may want to make in certain cases. And stay the fuck out of my life and everybody else's. Plan B isn't an abortion medication, you donut. Thanks for being a prime example as to why men should make no laws about women's bodies when they have no fucking clue what the hell they're talking about. Oh, Olivia Juliana. I like her. Actual science is pretty damn clear on this. Women very seldom regret an abortion, and if they do, they usually do because they were stigmatized, threatened, pressured before or afterwards. It isn't the procedure itself that has anything to do with it. Ironically, a conservative German party had this research commissioned to advocate against abortion because it allegedly harms women. That backfired spectacularly, and this argument is therefore no longer used. Half of the studies I see conservative pull actually only help their own cause because they take them out of context. They also just, make shit up. Alternative facts. When they bother to actually link something to support their arguments, it's always to either an obviously untrustworthy website, something only vaguely related to the point they try to make, or something that disproves entirely. It's like they type a few keywords into Google and link the first result without looking. They understand that posting a source adds credibility, but assume that since they can't be bothered to read them, no one else will, so the context doesn't matter. Yep. You don't need religious freaks to see something like that either. This is something that, any dumbass who wants to make a point, even though they don't really have a good one, is going to do. But the difference is, when you're talking about shit like Plan B, abortion, women's health care, etc., it affects people's lives, okay? It affects people's lives. You're not just, this idiot Bill isn't just trying to bring down Olivia Rodrigo. Okay, he's trying to dictate your life as well. He's trying to dictate and influence my life. Forget about that poor, unfortunate sap of a daughter he has. It's like all the conservatives who say being LGBTQ is the cause of depression and suicides conveniently forget to mention that the stigmatization, lack of parental support, and other such factors are the cause of what that community's disturbing stats are, not the nature of their existence. Yeah, but also, men's suicide rates are because women are so mean to them by not being submissive and just giving them sex whenever they want it. Think of those poor, poor men. Gays? Oh, well, they're suicidal because of being gay, obviously. The only thing conservatives are consistent on is inconsistency. Yeah, it's like, yeah, we know a lot of LGBTQ people are depressed. A lot of women facing the possibility of abortion are depressed. You just forgot to put you in there as the causation. Just, it boggles the mind. I bet they found a new argument because conservatives only care about facts for their ability to push an agenda. In reality, any overlap between facts and logic and their faith based beliefs, political or otherwise, is a convenient coincidence. When facts and logic don't agree with what they want, they will just drop them like a rock. And they will be openly and unashamedly hypocritical without missing a fucking beat. If you want to get into numbers, the Netherlands has one of the most lenient abortion laws in all of Europe. And the abortion rate is about half the amount it is in the United States. Nah, they switched to human dignity and the right to live, and that women are a bit too dumb to understand contraception, and that abortion means you're killing a child. Basically, you can't have women have the last say. It's only their bodies, but you know, women. Yeah, they leave out the part that the unwanted child that the poor woman is forced to carry to term probably isn't going to do wonders for her mental health either. Gee, I wonder why a rape or incest victim who had to walk through a gauntlet of screaming Christian freaks to get rid of the parasite implanted in her against her will would have a higher risk of anxiety and depression. Just one of those weird ass things, remember? Yeah, and Head Gap here on Reddit makes a very interesting point. Many of Olivia Rodrigo's fans are children who this guy would absolutely vote to have carry the fetus and them to term, even in case of rape and incest. And by the way, they're not allowed to vote. It's absolutely an excellent point. Yeah, by the way, you're going to have to excuse the lisp I've got. Um, I got some, I was missing a tooth in the front, and now I got that kind of taken care of. I've got this new dental appliance, and it really looks nice, and it replaces the missing tooth, and I have to get used to having it. Um, so just don't mind me. I'm the more I wear it, uh, the more I have to practice because I got to get used to it. Because like any dental appliance, like a like anything, like a partial or a flipper or or a replacement tooth, like an implant or whatever it is you get. It's something new in your mouth, so you have to get used to it. So that's what I'm trying to do. What kind of an opportunistic ghoul would autograph a photo of a dead girl and pose grinning like a psychopath with her family? Exhibit A. Well, question answer Q&A. Yep. You know, the way these cultist freaks are smiling right here, and the weird freaky way that these maggot right-wing Republican conservatives are, how just batshit insane they are and everything. um I know I probably shouldn't say this. I'm gonna say it anyway. You would you would almost want to think that they were glad their loved one died, because it gives them an opportunity to pose with Trump and a picture of their loved one with him grinning like a fucking psychotic idiot, with all of them standing around him, getting in on the photo opportunity and wearing their red maggot hats and, you know, everything this is going to mean for the right-wing maggot conservative Republican movement and all the other batshit things that these people believe. And it's really sad. So, who's more of an opportunistic ghoul? The psychopath who signed a dead girl's photo, or her family members who are posing and smiling alongside of them? Yeah, exactly. And read it. He misspelled her name. He did? I can't read it. Nope. Nope, I can't read it. Spell her name. Yep. You know, kind of like he held the Bible upside down because he's an idiot. Yeah, that's just, fuck, man. What the fuck is wrong with people? Republicans and their fragile, fragile little egos. Cult members. You mean what is wrong with these cult members? Hey, I know that your sister daughter was brutally murdered by an Images T, that the new border bill that President Trump stopped, but come on, everybody, let's get a big smile. President Trump autographed the picture for you, didn't he? I mean, sure, he spelled her name wrong, but still, that's got to be worth at least one big smile for the most deranged photo op ever. Fuck me. I wouldn't shoot that photo for all the money in the world, much less be in it. He really does love the undereducated. I'm not sure if we should just be using the phrase undereducated. I think we need to start contemplating that these people are operating at below average levels of consciousness. Consciousness? I'm not kidding. The lack of empathy, awareness, pure hate. I don't think many of them are as conscious as we expect adult humans to be. as much as we'd like to think they are. Yes, I'm saying they're literally less aware and cognizant of reality and their place in it. You mean delusional? Oh dear. Delusional. No, I was okay. Whatever. Oh God, I thought they were against her getting politicized. This is wild. What? No cross or picture of Jesus? Pathetic, right? To be fair, he autographs the Bibles too. Whoa. Yeah, her family is super shitty. What a bunch of fucking ghouls. I'm surprised they're not all standing there doing the thumbs up thing. I'd haunt my family forever if they did that shit. Also, why on earth do they have a smile? I've seen some strange photo setups before with other famous people, and almost all are somber, dignified, professional poses. These people should be ashamed. No honor in their friends' passing. Terrible. Hey, we're sad Karen's dead, but hey, fascist opportunism doesn't come by every day. Yep, this photo really is very disturbing. And Lakin would have stood right by them. Probably. Have you ever noticed these people? They all have these close together beady eyes with the MAGA hats. Everybody say murder. Click. Grief can make people do weird shit, but so does narcissism. At least grief wears off. Come on, you know that autograph will fix everything. Would you let your daughter that close to a known rapist? Fairly common in cults, isn't it? Well, I guess it is. Yeah, that's just, it's a really disturbing picture to look at. I don't want to look at it anymore. 2007 anti-speeding campaign from Australia. Speeding. No one thinks big of you. What? Oh, I get it. She's watching a guy speeding and she's saying he's got a tiny dick. I guess. I don't want to see a picture of a guy smelling the gas pump nozzle. I don't care about the chick in the wheelchair, whatever in the wheelchair, or just the wheelchair pushed down the stairs at that club. I saw that video. This is a good quote right here, or a good comment. I feel the need to explain something to the generation that does not remember or ever saw a world where one person with a high school education could support a home and family of 5 comfortably. This was real for millions of U.S. families. This was normal. It was stolen from you. Father says Donald Trump called his 15-year-old daughter a piece of ass. Trump was in his mid-60s at the time. Trump's attention was diverted to another skirt walking off a tennis court. Look at that piece of ass, Cohen recalls Trump saying, as he whistled and pointed, according to Vanity Fair. I would love some of that. It so happened that Trump was referring to Cohen's then 15-year-old daughter, Samantha. Cohen informed Trump of his mistake. That's your daughter? Trump responded. When did she get so hot? When Samantha reached her dad, Trump asked her for a kiss on the cheek before inquiring, when did you get such a beautiful figure? And warning her that in a few years he would be dating one of her friends. Oh, this is a different one. There was a viral social media post about an alleged incident at Hubbard Inn. Blah, blah, blah. It resulted in damages to the business and staff. Here's the video post allegations. Alongside the real life footage.
They are grabbing us immediately. They don't even give us a chance to walk out on our own.
Calmly walked out, apologizing repeatedly for her behavior.
Man, and he's grabbing my arm, he's pushing me, he's manhandling me, and what is going on? What is the issue here? Why are you guys taking this out? Why are you screaming at us? And also, why are you grabbing me and manhandling me and dragging me, using my bag to pull me out?
This is footage of her being safely escorted out.
I'm just pushed down. He sends me flying down the staircase. Hysterical at this point. I think I start to kind of yell, scream back at him, kind of push back at him, and he takes me a second time and shoves me again and sends me flying down the rest of the staircase.
Here's her walking down the staircase. Ms. Real was not thrown from 2 sets of stairs.
Experience I've ever been in. It was completely and utterly ridiculous how much it escalated.
That's her exiting the building. We have received considerable negative reviews, messages of violence and peril. Hubbard Inn is a small business of over 12 years. Well, you have the video footage, so why do you keep bringing this up and complaining, and we see what happened? I don't know how businesses or individuals can really protect themselves from this. Social media moves too fast. A lie can destroy a person or business well before a retraction or clarification would be able to save it. It's depressing. A lie can make it halfway across town before the truth puts its pants on. This is what defamation laws are for. Pretty clear that what the girl is alleging to have happened to her did not happen. The business should absolutely consider filing suit against her if they can show how much money they lost as a result. That's going to be really hard. Nobody cares as long as they get to do their virtue signaling. Most people wouldn't craft this ridiculous lie, so of course people are initially going to believe it, take it at face value. Because what kind of psychopath would lie about getting shoved down the stairs? Oh, that's right. The psychopath that doesn't realize cameras are a thing. And just to think, if there weren't a video recording her lies, you could be damn sure she was going to run as far as she could with this. This is some Gone Girl level lying. This video needs to be attached to her for the rest of her life as a warning to others. So, okay. fuck a warning. She should be sued by the restaurant and staff for defamation. Warnings are for honest mistakes. This woman chose to lie about the situation and publicly smear the reputation of a business and individuals. I believe they have a few laws about this very thing. As George Costanza says, it's not a lie if you believe it. Yeah, except, you know, it takes a true psychopath to really and truly believe their lie. George Costanza wasn't a psychopath. Oh shit. This sub was cross-post from has already identified her and where she works. She deleted her LinkedIn already. RIP to her job. Oh, absolutely. If I were an employer, I'd be terminating her immediately. The liability that someone who is willing to smoothly and confidently ruin other businesses, don't want that in my business. She wrote an article about lying on the internet a few years back. What the hell is this? Julia Real? Ha! Of the millions of users who saw the viral TikTok, no one bothered to conduct a simple fact check. It turned out to be false. Oh, look, here's a screenshot. It must be legit. Yeah, wow. So that's something that they're definitely going to pull out in court when she gets sued. There's no saying she didn't know what she was doing now. I remember this. Narcissists when they find out CCTV exists. This is from an after school special from the 80s. The kid thinks he's like totally handsome and awesome, and that's what he sees when he opens up the closet and looks in the mirror. Narcissists when they find out CCTV exists. Oh boy. Hey, it's Picard. They should start teaching a class starting in middle school about the legal repercussions of making shit up and then using the internet to spread that shit around. You mean ethics? Start teaching ethics in junior high? But then again, this is the reason why you have cameras. What a sick pig she is. She's going to have a tough time until she does a Rittenhouse. This is a civil matter, not a criminal one. However, if somebody ended up hurting an employee or burning the building down, she maybe, possibly, kinda, sorta would be responsible because of her lies. Well, I don't know about that. Oh, she has a website that's down now, too. Okay. Twitter is all a buzz about the Hubbard Inn in Chicago. Didn't want to be accused of doxing. Well, that's what it is, isn't it? Oh, no. The username and web pages on the web are not doxing. But if you post her address, exactly, they will. Uh, okay, yeah. This is inviting karma to make sure you fall down a flight of stairs for lying about it. Personally, that would be worse to me than getting doxxed. Hello, Neil. Ugh. Judge Cannon denying Trump's motion to dismiss counts 1 to 32 based on unconstitutional vagueness. Too bad. Oh, Olivia Rodrigo distributed condoms at her show too. Again, nothing to do with abortion. Okay, thank you. Just talking shit about current event shit. Olivia Rodrigo and Plan B and news. I don't want to hear this. Ooh, there was an attempt to switch lane safety, not safe for work. Sure, dude. Let's go. Yay! Okay, I don't want to watch anymore. Fuck that shit. I have a new phobia. Ew. Jimmy Kimmel mocks Trump's AI claims by using AI to turn him into the god of diarrhea.
The nigger.
Funny. And where's that other dude that I really, really love? I mean, I don't go to TikTok or anything, but that dude that does all of those rants way better than I can do them just went off the rails today. And I have to play his rant. I don't care about Willie Nelson. Here he is. Oh my God, I love this dude. Maybe there's a mirror because fuck Reddit, right? Boiled Frog said he was out of water. Okay. Pearl Mania 500. Maybe his last name is Perlman. I don't know.
I've been screaming for so long about the TikTok ban that I am out of screams.
He is out of screams, but he is going to find them really quick.
This is me actually angry. 352 members of the United States House of Representatives voted to ban TikTok today. That's 81%. I want you to think about the last time you heard 81% of our Congress agreeing on anything. Think about anything for the last 4 years. 81%. Shit, to pick the Speaker of the House, it took 18 votes, and he barely got through. Remember that? Remember how many times this year alone, we've had to have votes for the Speaker of the House? But TikTok ban. They're right there.
Yep.
They are voting to ban the complaint box rather than listen to a single complaint on this fucking app. They see us talking to each other. They see us seeing the humanity in each other's eyes. I don't care if you got a red hat or a fucking septum piercing. I hear your complaints and I see the world you're standing in. I'm not reading your tweet out of context. I'm listening to your voice. I've learned...
Yeah, he's right. Supposedly, they really want to ban TikTok because it is supposedly the #1 source for news for people under the age of 30. And the government has no control over it. And because the government has no control over it, they want to get rid of it. I don't know who in the hell is using TikTok as a source of news. There are plenty of privately owned or publicly funded indie news sources that you could go to if that's what you want. But I don't know. I'm not a TikToker. My nephew uses TikTok. This guy's the same demographic. He's the same age as I am. He obviously uses TikTok. I don't. He's probably the only guy I've seen on TikTok saying things that I like. I love his rants because that's most of what I do. But I don't depend on it for news or anything.
So much from this app over the last 2 years, and the biggest thing was to stop judging my fellow Americans like they are on some other fucking team. We are all just countrymen walking around together. We're all just people trying to get to the end of the day. We're all trying to make enough money so we can raise our kids, kiss them on the forehead, and hope that when we send them to school, they come home tomorrow. That's all we fucking want. And instead, has our Congress done anything to move forward on a Voting Rights Act? No. To make sure women can have health care? No. Maternity leave? No. The minimum wage has been stuck at the same fucking amount for 15 years.
Try 22.
We move forward on any of these things? No. But we can get 81% of the most corrupt motherfuckers to walk around directly from their country clubs to go to their government job with their government paycheck, with their fucking government car that I fucking pay for. And they can go onto the floor of the House of fucking Representatives that we all fucking pay for and tell us, no, we're doing it to protect your data. We're doing it because we're...
Love the southern accent there. We're doing it to protect your data. We're doing it because we're worried about the algorithm.
Worried about the algorithm. Meanwhile, my data has been stolen 16 times in the last 5 years. You want to know how I know that? Because I've been in 16 class action lawsuits about my stolen fucking data that I didn't even know was stolen. One day I open the mail, and there's a fucking mailer with a check for $5. Sorry, your fucking data got stolen. Your social security was found on the dark web because some chuckle fuck couldn't follow a goddamn regulation that was written in 1973. I am 39 years old. I have been told my entire fucking life that we need 60 votes in this goddamn Senate. And they're about to find it. We didn't have 60 votes to protect any of our shit. We got kids going to school every fucking day, terrified they're not going to go home. We got kids not wanting to give up their phones, not because of TikTok, because they're worried if somebody comes into their school, they want to be able to call their fucking parents to say goodbye.
Do you know that is thanks to him saying this out loud? I honestly believe this is what the TikTok ban is really about. Don't be fooled and think that it's just about kids and they're spending too much time on their phones. You know, there's a school district in Texas, of all places, of course, Texas, where they are trying to take away children's phones. And of course, other school districts and other southern hick-ass states are trying to do the same thing. They want to take away kids' cell phones. They don't want them to have cellular phones on them when they go onto school grounds. And don't be fooled. It isn't because of TikTok. It isn't because of YouTube. And these kids, by the way, because it's already everywhere. I don't know if you haven't heard it, what the fuck planet you're living on. But these kids, they are not asking, they're telling. They are telling the adults, no, we are absolutely not giving up our cell phones. And you want to know why? It isn't because of TikTok. It isn't because of YouTube. It isn't because of social media. It's because if some crazy ass shooter decides to come onto the school grounds and wipe out about half of them, and they're not going to be going home that evening, they demand at least the basic human decency, the basic amount of common sense from people, from staff and other adults, no matter who they are, where they come from. They demand enough dignity and enough respect as a human being to be able to contact their loved ones and say goodbye. When you take a child's cell phone away from them, it's not about TikTok that they want their phones. Children are fucking petrified to go into school. Children want their phones because a gunman might come in and decide to shoot them all up, and all the cops are just going to stand out in the hallways jacking each other off with Punisher tattoos on their hands. And these kids, the ones that are going to have to perform CPR on their classmates, these kids, they need their cell phones. Not so much to call for help, because the help is pretty much paid by our taxes not to help. These kids need their cell phones so that they can call their family members and, just like he said, say goodbye. That's why they want them. And TikTok, it's where people under the age of 30 get their news. No, you're not trying to take phones away from 8-year-olds because, you know, TikTok might encourage them, prompt them to vote for somebody that you don't like. Okay? You want to know why they really want to take cell phones away from kids in schools now? So that they can't record the evidence. I don't give a shit how bad that sounds or what anybody wants to say. It's because politicians know that America tends to not like audio of children screaming for help as they're being killed. Americans don't really like the video of a bunch of cops standing outside in the hallway while children are being gunned down, jacking each other off furiously with Punisher tattoos. America doesn't really like the idea of parents willing to risk life and limb to go in and do the job that those jacking off cops don't want to do. And then they end up getting tackled and threatened and handcuffed and harassed and stalked for months afterwards for. The public is just not going to like to see that. And they don't want to do anything about the guns. They don't want to do anything about more laws, more regulations. They don't care. They don't care. They're not going to do anything. So, is it really completely out of the realm of possibility for horrible fucking cretins like them to try to make it, instead of doing something, to try to make it so that nobody gets to see the harrowing aftermath anymore? Let's start policies in public schools of, taking away cell phones from children. They shouldn't have them on school grounds because TikTok and YouTube and, social media and, brain rot, like the Vigima games and the music videos. Yeah, we should take the phones away. They want to take the phones away so that nobody can record evidence anymore. Because, video and audio of cops standing around being fucking useless and teachers running off and being fucking useless and school security guards like that one when a shooting occurred got up and hightailed it the fuck out of there because he was fucking useless. You don't want the public to see that. You don't want the public to hear audio of children screaming as they get gunned down. You don't want any video coming out that shows fucking useless cops standing outside in the hallway just not doing anything. And that ain't because they're so desensitized to it. They have such a dangerous job that nothing bothers them anymore. They were out there pissing their fucking pants. They didn't go in to save those kids because they didn't want to go in and save those kids. And when children have cell phones, that means all of the horrific events in their final moments get recorded. They get saved. They get spread around. They end up being played on the floors of the Senate or Congress. They're on the news. Jimmy Kimmel talks about them. Stephen Colbert talks about them. Everybody fucking talks about them. And I shit you not, I know that is the real reason they're trying to get kids to give up their cell phones at school. The kids want them because they reserve the right as human beings. These are fucking children saying this to adults. That they reserve the right to say goodbye. That they're not going to give up their cell phones because you're going to afford them the same dignity and basic human decency that you would give an adult in the military ready to be fucking executed. You would give him a final word. You would give him the opportunity to write a letter home and say goodbye. But because you don't want your payola from the NRA to fall into jeopardy, because you don't want all of your donations from the Christian right to fall into jeopardy, I should have known this was coming. You know, I'm not even gonna hear anything about it, because listening to him, now I get it. How could I have not seen it? Of course, now they're going to try to ban the cell phones. They're going to take the cell phones away from kids before they do anything about the guns. They don't want to do anything to fix the problem. But maybe if the kids get their cell phones taken away, when they do get shot up to a bloody pulp, to where they're only recognizable by a spot of blood on their sneaker, there won't be any audio or visual to go with it. And then people won't have to hear it. People won't have to see it. It won't come up. It won't be haunting people's dreams. And then we can all continue to pretend that it didn't happen. How could I not have seen this? Oh, well. You know as well as I do. That's what this is. And as far as the TikTok thing goes, you know what that's about. Government can't control it. Government can't regulate it. And a lot of young people, people under 30, voters under 30, tend to speak to each other on TikTok a lot. And unlike Twitter, one of ours is not in charge there. That's what the banning TikTok thing is about. Not only, as this guy said, are they not fixing problems, they are going to sink to ever further lower depths in an attempt to try to hide it from you, muddle reality for you. They are actively trying to make things worse. Yeah. Don't do anything about food. Don't do anything about clean water, air, the environment, climate change, maternity leave, women's rights, LGBTQ rights, abortion, medications, prescription drug costs, retirement, Social Security, child care, school lunches. Yeah. Don't do anything about that. But all of you get together and vote unanimously to get rid of TikTok because, you know, young people talk about real shit there. And now I'm actually turned on to TikTok because obviously TikTok scares these people a lot. If they get together and they vote to try to get rid of it or to find a way to regulate it or get it sold off to people who will ruin it. Because the wrong people are saying too many of the right things that pick up a lot of traction. Like this guy. And they can't have that. I don't know. Well, I haven't played World War Z in a few days. So I'm going to try to play some World War Z. So anyway, thank you for bearing with me in my new little teethies. And hopefully I'll get used to this fucking thing. I don't know. But I'll see you in World War Z. Mwah.